For some, isolation has been a lonely place, but not for North Melbourne captain Jack Ziebell.
I mean, rehab in isolation is definitely a different challenge, but it's one I've actually really enjoyed, to be honest. I've had a pretty definite goal throughout this sort of downtime we've had as players, and being injured, although it's a negative, has really narrowed my focus throughout this time.
Former North Melbourne rehab specialist Matt Ferraro has been with him every step of the way, with Ziebell's injured knee now healed.
Going really well, my knee. The last probably 3 weeks I've been just about doing full training, and hopefully we get back in the next few weeks and I'll slot straight into the main group and be ready to play whenever that may be.
Ferraro has been stood down during the COVID-19 crisis, but he continues to put in the hours to make sure North Melbourne's players are ready when required.
I think it just shows you the personnel that work at North Melbourne, and the selflessness of guys like Matt and our physios and fitness staff whose futures aren't really certain, for them to still be fully committed to our team and to myself as an individual. I'll be forever grateful for that throughout this period, and something I will never forget.
Lateral movement, ground ball, give it, let's go.
The hope is that Ferraro and many of his other colleagues will be welcomed back to the club once footy is back up and running. He certainly couldn't have done much more to prove his worth. Ziebell admits life as a leader is different these days, and COVID-19 might change the way footy clubs run.
I think the way that football has been conducted in the past may change a little bit, to be honest. Some sessions we've had online throughout some of the platforms we use have been really insightful and pretty powerful, to be honest. So there's parts of the program we're running through at the moment in isolation that I can see are being implemented back to when football returns as normal.
Keeping up Facetime has been important, and Ziebell has made sure catch-ups are frequent.
Yeah, coffee clubs on just about every day at 8 a.m. and 12 p.m. lunchtime, and it's just for anyone who's around who is bored, and you jump on Microsoft Teams and have a bit of face-to-face chat with whoever else is on at the time. So some days you might have 2 blokes on, some days you might have 10, depending on who's around. So it's just an opportunity to say g'day and just check in with your teammates.
And the race begins with the Williams on the right, with the Mercedes on the left, and Russell with a good getaway.
Video games have also played a role.
We like F1s, so there's about 19 blokes, I think, on the F1 circuit at the moment. We're halfway through the season, and we play on a Sunday and a Wednesday night, and even Shorey's involved in that as well. So it's just a good way of staying connected in these times. It takes a bit of innovation to make sure we're all across each other. Sam Durden he's driving a McLaren at the moment, and it's the first time in a while I've seen an orange car at the front of the pack.
Well, never mind orange, it's the blue and white the Roos will be hoping to make a surge once footy returns in 2020. Drew Jones, Fox Sports News.